You don't need to be an expert in every broker on the market. But in an interview, being able to say one smart sentence about the broker someone mentions, that's gold. So this is your rapid tour of the rest of the field. For each one, I'll give you the model it follows, its sweet spot, and the single thing that makes it distinct. Let's move fast. Amazon Kinesis. This is AWS's native log, a Kafka alternative if you're all in on Amazon. Its version of partitions is called shards, and throughput scales with your shard count. Records are retained from a day up to a year. It integrates tightly with the rest of AWS. You can fire hose data straight into storage or a warehouse. Compared to Kafka, simpler operations, smaller ecosystem, a lower ceiling on flexibility. The line to remember? Kinesis if I'm AWS native and I don't need Kafka's ecosystem. Azure Event Hubs. This is Azure's streaming log, and here's its trick. It exposes a Kafka-compatible endpoint. So your existing Kafka clients work against it with just a configuration change. Same mental model, partitions, consumer groups, offsets, retention. But with simpler Azure integration. It's missing the full Kafka ecosystem, like Kafka Streams. The line? On Azure, and I want streaming without operating Kafka myself? Event Hubs. Apache Pulsar. Positioned as a next-generation Kafka. Its big architectural idea is separating the serving layer from the storage layer, so you can scale compute and storage independently, and failover is faster. It has multi-tenancy and geo-replication built right in, and it can act as both a stream and a queue on the same topic. The trade-off is more moving parts and a smaller ecosystem than Kafka. Remember it for compute storage separation, multi-tenancy, geo-replication. NATS, and its persistence layer, JetStream. This is the featherweight champion, ultra-low latency, microsecond range, a tiny single binary, and it handles enormous numbers of connections. Core NATS is fire and forget pub sub. JetStream adds durability, replay, and at least once delivery when you need guarantees. It's brilliant for microservice request reply, for IoT, for the edge. The line. When I want the lightest possible messaging with minimal operations, especially at the edge. Now, Redis. And this is a common point of confusion, because Redis has two totally different messaging tools. The first is Redis PubSub, which is fire and forget at most once. If a subscriber isn't online at the moment you publish, they miss it, and nothing is stored. Fine for live notifications, useless for durability. The second is Redis Streams, which is a real append-only log, with consumer groups and acknowledgements and pending message tracking. Think of it as Kafka Lite for when you already run Redis and don't need enormous retention. It's memory-bound, so it's not a Kafka replacement at scale, but it's excellent for lightweight streaming. A couple more to round it out. ActiveMQ and its modern successor, Artemis. The classic Java messaging broker, standards-based, mature. You'll mostly hear about it in enterprise and legacy Java shops. And MQTT brokers, like Mosquito and EMQX. These aren't general purpose. MQTT is a lightweight pub-sub protocol built for IoT and telemetry over unreliable networks. Tiny footprint, quality of service levels for different delivery guarantees. Just know it exists for any IoT-flavored question. Let me give you the one-slide summary to lock it in. Kinesis, AWS native Kafka alternative with shards. Event Hubs, Azure streaming, Kafka-compatible. Pulsar, compute and storage separated, multi-tenant, geo-replicated. NATS and JetStream, lowest latency, tiny footprint, edge. Redis Streams, Kafka Lite when you already have Redis. ActiveMQ and Artemis, Java and Enterprise. MQTT brokers, IoT and telemetry. And that completes the whole landscape. You can now place any broker onto the map and say something intelligent about it. But we've been circling the big one this entire time. Starting next episode, we go deep, really deep, on Kafka. The log that changed how the industry thinks about data.